2013 to 15, 13, 14, 15. If they're giving you $300 or $400 million by 3 years, it's 1.2. Well, to start with the number wrong. He did not break it down. And let me tell you something. When you go to an auditor, the reason you go to an auditor is for him to go through the books. So he doesn't make your accounts. He verifies your accounts. So if you put an expenditure here as XYZ as being payment to contractors, he will pick it up in his valuation. Because a voucher has to be made, a check has to be put forward, and it has to be recorded, it has to be signed. Why is Ford not talking to the chief financial officer of this company? Why is Ford not calling in the chief financial officer? Why is Ford not calling in the external or the internal audit department? Although I was reading in the Hansard that they have no internal audit. Why is Munilal not telling us why it didn't have an internal audit at the time? Why could Munilal just come forward and make a statement, as he says here, that is a P&M trick? Where is the evidential proof? When he was the minister, you're telling me you don't have those copies of those documents sent in by a soft copy on the computer? But he's right in a sense that the parliament did pass those accounts. And in the parliament committee includes P&M, and I think it includes senators. If I'm not mistaken, Small is one of the senators that sit on that committee. So are you telling me a man with Small's background and integrity is going to see information convoluted, although he belongs to Nikon, and let it go? I don't. But with that said, 15 minutes after 11 o'clock, that time check came to the kind to say, Rodney Supermarket. Good morning, Mr. Alexander.
Good morning, Robert Amar. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning to all the loyal listeners on 104 and all of those following us on social media. Driving here, Robert, I was listening to some of the clips you all were playing today, and boy, they were spot on. The Tom Hanks clip especially about media.
Yeah, boy.
That touches a sore point with me because we are the opposite of that in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, we have no free media here. We have corporate controlled owned propaganda machines for sale. We have journalists.
Leave me out of that.
No, but 104.7, they have a couple places and a couple hosts and a couple speakers, and I say this all the time, that could never be considered part of that. When we talk about this, we're talking about Newsday that's owned by Steve Castani, who owns M&M Insurance, who benefits from P&M contracts, who was a P&M alderman and chairman of the Diego Martin Regional Corporation for P&M. You cannot be a media owner and be in politics. Wayne Sturge had cause to tell a journalist the other day who gets slapped up in a conversation, figuratively, that you can't play mass and Fred Powder. You can't play journalists and come down in the Gael and Fred Bois.
Yeah, careful.
You pelting wood all over the place.
Careful what they say there, please.
Alright?
Yeah, yeah, what you say, right?
I know what they say.
Yeah, good.
You
I just warning him because I don't want an next reaction protocol letter and I'm using bad words on the station.
Listen. Nah, boy is a
Boy
bad
is the right word.
Boy
You
is...
can't come down and tell me I'm going to go and tell something else. Tell boy.
Boy. Take wood. No, but I mean, Guardian Media, Kamal Eaton George's 4:30 this morning, he was robbed at gunpoint. And I feel sorry for the boy. He's a nice and decent guy.
Is it gunpoint too?
But he said the gun was pointed at his chest and he took a cop. So I hope...
This he had the ability to see if trigger cock. Some people don't even understand that. You know, that when the trigger cock,
it's
when they
£5.
When the what they call it again? Not the trigger. The trigger is the one here. Anyhow, when the piece in the back is clicked.
That is it's £5 per square inch to release a trigger.
Is that a feather touch?
It's a feather touch. £5 per square inch. £5 per square inch is nothing. But looking at what passes as Radio 1 Caribbean Media, TV6 Express, Guardian News Guardian Media Network, CNC3, those things do not give the people of Trinidad and Tobago a real understanding of what is going on. Gloria Steinem, who published Cosmopolitan magazine in the United States, she said the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. The topics you raise in today, People don't want those topics raised.
No, they don't. They're not interested.
There are people in power in this country who want 104.7 shut down.
I would agree that
They want you silent, they want me silent, they want God Christopher silent, they want Stefan Reed silent. They don't want anybody being able to talk truth to the public. That's what that movie, The Washington Post, The Post, that's what it was about.
Correct.
Publish and be damned. The
Correct.
information, the right to information is what freedom of the press means. Freedom of the press doesn't mean the right to Sabga to make money publishing Guardian. Freedom of the press is the right of the people to information. People don't know Benjamin Franklin came into the United States independence movement as a publisher. That was his job. That's what Benjamin Franklin used to do. And that's why he is the most often quoted of all the independence advocates in the United States at the time.
I like his hairstyle.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
If I ever get a bald head like that, I will groom my hair to come down on the side and have a little flip. I like it.
Put a piece of metal on a kite and go and fly it next storm, you see. You will get that hairstyle too. But Robert, answer me this question. I was wanting to ask you this question because you're a guy with all the books. You go and get all the books and you follow all the rules and you understand this thing.
And that's the part I vex about it. I must follow the damn rules.
Robert, let me get there.
When you follow the rules in this country, instead of you get an award,
Here what I was going to ask this
you
morning.
get a quarter of that.
But here I was going to ask this morning. What I still don't understand. What I still don't understand, how 31 million people in Venezuela could let a handful of people hijack and ruin their country. I look at us here, 1.4 million of us doing the same damn thing. Democracy has been turned on its head. The will of the people is being used against the people. The trick seems to be to control key offices of state and use the law and rules against the people. I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you've heard the Chief Justice account to the people? The Director of Public Prosecutions?
He does not account at all.
The Commissioner of Police?
He has a compassion.
The President of the Republic? You see, these are important office holders. I'm not telling you something. In Trinidad and Tobago, the system is so convoluted that we've created little fiefdoms. That's what we've created.
Explain what a fiefdom is.
A fiefdom is like a...
talking is highfalutin talk. You're one of the 1%ers when they come in to talk.
He make me smile.
So break it up.
I have a 1% in everything but bank account. Fiefdom is like a small kingdom. A place where you have absolute authority. Kind of like Amarville. Where I'm sitting this morning. You see how your bowl nice coming down now with it back?
But let me tell you, I got googly wit at the same time.
Don't tell them kind of fault us and don't expect a vote. But seriously, the country needs an undo, Robert. Right now, the courts, listen, a 1%er told me a couple years ago, he said we have judges and lawyers now, boy. We have a war chest of money. People can't come at this the way they came at it before. I read full articles written by Randolph Burroughs.
There was one recently published.
You saw it by Charmaine Babulal.
Yeah, I guess. I think a slight glimpse.
It is, read more than a slight glimpse, because they're going to shut that girl up, that's the next one. They're going to shut her up. But what Charmaine Babulal put out in the public space there, the whole of Trinidad needs to read it. Robert, sitting here talking to you this morning, both of our lives are at risk.
I agree.
We live in a narco state. Trinidad and Tobago is a narcotics state. In Caribbean News now, in an article about the appointment of the Commissioner of Police in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, people want to know your take
You're
on that.
somebody.
If you're gonna deal with the corrupt police officers.
Don't make no excuse.
Amarville.
He was the man that get up here and pump and say, Gary,
Robert, I still believe that as a security official, a technocrat, Gary have no equal in this country. Whether his post now will allow him to function, because I know the extent of the brokenness of Trinidad and Tobago. A sergeant in the police service said customs moving cocaine in Trinidad. And that was published in Caribbean News now. nobody even taking it on. We are broken to the point where Trinidadians, if you tell them today, Kamala pregnant with Rowley Lovechild, they ain't gonna doubt you. We expect.
Listen to me. Be very cautious. I mean,
I said it's a love child.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't finish my
Robert, we living in a mad country.
Okay.
Nothing bothers Trinbagonians anymore.
You're not right about this.
You show a car
Uh-huh.
crash into a pothole. 9 people will say, oh boy, da da da. 4 people dead, Malabar. I mean, the news feed on social media in Trinidad and Tobago is like Dante's Inferno, the 4th level of hell. Nothing about this country.
I was going to make a point. I was
Go
in a
ahead.
bar called House Arts, right on Traffic Road. Have 2 big holes. There are 2 very prominent senators that goes to that bar. And they're on a fairly regular basis. I've seen them there. I wouldn't call their names because I don't want to create any embarrassment. Although drinking is a freedom. You can do it if you want. Once you're not driving, okay?
Getting high is a freedom.
Getting high is a freedom.
That's what it is. It's getting high. We pretend that drinking is this social high level praise. It's not. It's getting high. It's turning off your mind and getting drunk. That's what drinking is for.
And that is because you just don't want to feel that.
They say what? Alcohol is for
That's distressing. That's what
alcohol is for people who can't handle reality.
That's a lot of people in Trinidad, boy.
Yeah.
No, well, it's quite possible that
And reality is for people who can't handle drugs.
Philip most likely has his own little cachet of alcohol.
Yeah, you have a cachet, you have a collection.
Kevin bring back 1 bottle of single malt Scotch and he telling me I have a collection, boy.
What is
But don't worry, you will get the invitation when we crack in that seal. Don't panic.
So we coming back to the point that I agree with you on the basis of this issue of the freedom of press in Trinidad and Tobago is under threat significantly.
But it's gone.
All right.
It's gone. Without social media,
Yeah, we would not be anywhere.
we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Kamal would have get robbed at gunpoint last night,
We don't know.
and editors would have said, you know what? That reflects badly on the government. I'm having people telling me in a conversation, I'm saying, hopefully, Kamal, this teaches you the power of your bully pulpit. I feel real empathy for the guy. Nobody should have to go through this. But you're living in Robert, you're living in a country where, let's look at it whole.
These predators out
Blame,
there,
but blame and shame. You see, we want to call them predators, but we live in a country where we've never had a government to whom job creation and social management was job 1. If job creation and social management was job 1, these same little boys with the mask on their face would have had opportunities to maximize their potential. But we don't want to think so. We don't want to have to put our brains in gear. So we want to blame and shame. Little black hen chicken, advantaging, oppressing. We ain't studying 30,000 guns coming to the country. Them same little black hen chicken can't afford the AR-15.
Yeah.
Something going on. And we're not having the conversation at the level we're supposed to have the conversation. Because if these little boys were given chances at real hope and opportunity, they would not be wearing masks in their face looking to distress people with a gun in their hand. Because every time they go out to put down that work, they know 3 things can happen. They could get away, they could get killed, or they can make a jail. That's not good odds.
But again, they thinking about making a jail based on what was circulating in the social media network where the guys had a little marijuana. Splurge and had all
Yeah,
this
they're fine, they're having fun.
Had a lot of nice music playing.
And again, all of that we
On
want
a
to put.
cell phone.
We live in this world where, you know what? Everybody catching the nenen in this country, but everybody is middle class. You ever watch that? You're living, watch me, you're living in squalor, you're squatting. Water running through your house, but it's middle class, you know. Nobody owning that bottom rung. So all of we bad talking everybody else. When you see, I don't want to use the words that other people using because then they will say I'm ascribing. Oh God, but this man is a mind reader. But I want to tell you, but
Is your partner as well?
Gary Griffith is going to make a difference, Robert.
I am
I'm
not
telling you.
disputing that.
I hope he is
So,
allowed
okay.
to be unfettered as Commissioner of Police.
So let us-
Stuart Young as Minister of National Security is a slap in the face to the people who believe that Gary Griffith's appointment was that this government was serious about crime. Because you take a failed OJT minister who have 9 other roles and responsibilities and tell him, hey, when you go to buy the half pack of cigarettes, bring us 2-piece dinner box from KFC for me.
You must not carry the wrong information.
What is he
Why
writing
don't
for?
we have two other ministries under his portfolio?
I said
Two
responsibilities.
other responsibilities.
I didn't know he have other responsibilities
No,
besides
but
ministries.
really?
He's an MP.
Uh-huh.
He have at least 2 households he's servicing that I'm aware of. He is the public relations officer of the PNM. There's a lot of responsibilities.
But I don't understand that. I mean, the man,
How do you
the
give-
Man, has skill sets that you don't
How
have.
do you take a ministry that had Dylan and 2 sidekicks before handling it?
Those sidekicks are gone.
No. They're still there.
No, those sidekicks.
How do you
They
give
said
an
they
OJT as a also ran a by the way and tell the people you're serious about fixing crime?
Okay, so here's the
And the Express,
Yeah, this is
your
exactly.
media that want you to believe it free and unfettered, will post on the front page the dream team. But one of the 2 in the dream team, hands full with all kind of other bullshit and fooling people to believe that the government serious about crime.
Okay.
That yesterday Stuart Young spent his first full day. I was communications advisor to Gary Griffith. I have been in the Ministry of National Security enough times to know this is not a job you could pelt a stone at. Rowley has made a fool of the people again.
Okay, so let's look now and talk about the issue of Gary. Because outside of money, which is what they're negotiating, because he married me and I'm sure, are you legal advisor?
No, I'm no advisor of any
You're a
kind.
negotiator?
Nothing.
You're arranging anything? for it?
Nothing at
Very
all.
good.
I'm not even in charge of doubles. When Gary
Is
land,
that the new food that they're gonna serve
when
the
Gary
police
land, no, he
in
like
the
doubles.
morning?
When Gary land, he go buy your own doubles.
Alright, good. So, would you agree that if in the first 30 days after he's sat in the seat, he doesn't fire 20 police officers, he would have failed?
He have a big
Yeah,
job
I said
ahead
that.
of him.
No,
But the answer is of course yes.
Well, you must be.
But people looking to see what he do. What is his first play?
Correct. And
People
that
looking
should
to
be
see what is his
play.
first play.
First play had to be that.
I tell you this: the first play
Uh-huh.
that the Commissioner of Police should undertake in this country is a public inquiry into the operation of the police service. Not Ramesh Diosaran, that's packed foolishness. An absolute manpower audit to determine whose character and track record is questionable to remove them from the service.
Question that you are
Yes or no?
asking, the question,
You
yes.
put me on a yes or no? Yes or no?
I disagree.
So you don't think they should be purging the police service of all those corrupt and rogue elements that David West told the nation about?
But not through your mechanism.
What mechanism you would
The
use?
mechanism is there are people who are sitting there that's still receiving a salary.
Robert, you
That are
have,
culpable.
you have the Professional Service Bureau, the Police Complaints Department,
No, but you see,
and the
again-
Police Complaints Authority. You have a Police Service Commission. Those are 4 organizations that could treat with and deal with the wrongdoing in the police service. You have had embarrassing, damning indictments against the police service. Look at Ramesh Diosaran. Rowley sanitized it and passed it in the, you know, they say they have a thing called en passant.
Yeah.
He passed it en passant while he was appointing the commissioner of police. He alluded to it without laying it in the parliament. So the media covering it. You see the games they play? The media covering it, alluding to it, referring to it, but nobody can read it.
28 minutes before 12 o'clock, we get a word from Kevin. That time check-in to the kind of see Hearty Foods. Look out for some great information about Hearty Foods when you join. Yes, the iconic drive this afternoon.
Oh yes, people don't forget, Mona Lisa is on this weekend. It's the best house party in the East, happening at the Catalina Retreat Center of Excellence. And of course, Rupi is going to be there with the Latin sensation, Mr. Renzo, as well, going to be there. A night of soca, Latin music, R&B, and old school indeed. You can't afford to miss this one. Get your tickets, they're only $200 from Bobby's Bar, France International Arena, and Trin City Mall, and Sangre, all cashy outlets, Moonlighting Pub, In Excess Stores, Kirby's Barber Shop, Sylvester's Bar and Arima, Hearty Foods in Arima, Pro Sports Bar in Malabar Arima, and Styles Bar Valencia, and Luna Bar and Diner. Yeah, those are the places you can get your tickets. And 104.7 is the official station for Mona Lisa.
Kiskili 2020 is back on the front burner. We had our first session in St. Joseph. We found a few people. But we are heading to Point Forte next. Kiskili 2020 takes place in Point Forte. Stay tuned to M1047 for details as to the location. Point Forte, get ready. It's your turn to audition and become the next Kiskili 2020 artist. All you gotta do is bring your best performance. See you in Point Forte. And to those of you outside who are looking for something to do on the night before Independence, well, you found it. Come celebrate with the best men on radio, the DJs who rock the parties and work on radio at the Center of Excellence in Macoya. That's going to be on Thursday, the 30th of August, the night before Independence. For just $150, party with the hitman Howie T, Sensational Sammy, Sir Charles, DJ Darrell, and Beats by Robin. Get your limited 2-on-1 ticket. Yes, 2-on-1 ticket for $150. And you can get it at Cleves, Bobby's Bar, Occasionals, Trin City Mall, La Luna, Ruka, Hearty Foods, and Arima. Get them before the scalpers. And complimentary drinks on entry. So remember, the night before Independence, you're going to be enjoying yourself at the Center of Excellence with the best men on radio. That's correct, people. Okay, so 26 minutes before 12 o'clock, we're going to take a little time out and...
I just want to ask one question.
Uh-huh.
Did you see yard foul crew, the whole thing coming back?
No, that was history.
Better bring them back.
No, some
Bring
of
your ambush.
the truth about some of those guys is the born.
I know.
When we had brought the first edition of that,
Kiskili Caravan was badness, boy. Out of hand, you know.
quite a number of those artists.
And,
who-
General Grant, what is
Sister Ron,
Shot Call, Sister Run, Ambush,
Ozzy Merrick,
Ozzy Bell.
Boom Front. I mean, yeah.
That,
It was a
that,
good era. It was a good era.
but I want to tell you this. You encapsulated in one record then what represented the top 10 in Jamaica, a Trinidad version.
Yeah.
And we never had the foresight here to actually see that we had that talent here.
Well, I mean,
Those boys, some of this stuff, if you play Ambush for them now, it's current now, you know.
of course. All the musicians
Ambush,
still come.
you could compare Ambush to Ring the Alarm by Tennessee, Buju Banton. The music at that was coming out of Kiskili Caravan was real high.
I think
Shot
people-
Call by General Grant. I don't think he will ever match that song. I mean,
No, he did.
Chunkalongs and all of that is nice music, but Shot Call in the dance hall, Robert, come now.
I'm telling you.
1993, we mashed that song up, you know.
From our point of view of songs, he did a song called I'm Sure. I'm sure the Jaja is for real. I'm sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, I'm not talking
we
about the
talking
hard
about
project.
we talking about hand in
Yeah,
the air
yeah,
music.
Yeah, we're not talking
We
about
talking
that. but
we
I'm
talking
saying
about that.
Music as you go.
But that
Ah,
Kiskili Caravan album,
Well,
you should bring it back. You should bring it back. If you're doing this, do a repress, a rerun, do it on
No, the
CD.
plan is to do that, but I mean, we want to move this forward to another era. We are trying to now link up with some very formidable people because you're going to always look back and see what you could do to make it better. In Trinidad and Tobago, the politicians go,
But
and
that's-
what they do is they say, well, he thieved 2 million, so let me thief 5.
No, it's not that, you know. It's not only that. It's obstacles up to progress are placed in your path that might be removed from, say, people who want to plant seeds. As watch this bullshit little show on TV that gets so much help and so much money, and some of the entrepreneurs that being touted as entrepreneurs, I'm asking myself, but wait
Which
now.
one was that?
There was a show
Planting
called,
seeds.
listen now,
No,
you
but
could,
that
with the
died-
right,
that died on that
with
trip
the
there.
right, body and tight dress, you could sell anything in this country. You doing a real
that
me
died a
too.
natural death. When last you see that? When last
But
you saw it?
they publishing a magazine now.
Yeah, they can publish a magazine, but they don't know money to give nobody for entrepreneurship. You think it's like the people on those shows that have millions of
They
dollars?
they try to copy
Copy
Dragon's
the other
Den
one.
and what's the
Yeah.
other one? Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's
They
what
try to
I'm
copy
talking
Shark
about,
Tank. But you see, you know, you get me vexes. The personalities that were being touted, that were using the show to sanitize their own reputation, couldn't handle a spotlight, and it upset me because they have real entrepreneurs in this
I agree
country
with you.
that have never had the opportunity. Robert, they could say what they want. I'll tell you something. You build a car, it's ugly, but you build a car. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You produced music, Robert. You should stand on that track record. It's easy for me to go and buy a McDonald's franchise or to buy a Burger King franchise. But my cousin Susan Akwi Camacho and her husband, who create El Pecos, they have 7 branches now. And at some point, if they get the finance, that could be Caribbean wide and putting Trinidad local farmers to work because it's local food. And those are the things, when we're talking entrepreneurs, copying Cheetos and calling it Sunshine Snacks is not entrepreneurship, but making plantain chips. And we end up,
that was a good one.
breadfruit chips, cassava chips, that's where you need to be pushing. Tulum, Papa Ball, Tamron. We's import Chili BB. People are still talking about Chili BB. Half of them, you remember Mary down on the corner, Anna Street down here? Mary and she red mango. Let me tell you something now. You living on Anna Street and you don't know Anchor Cafe on the corner. When I was in school, I used to go to school across from where you live, Romilly's Prep School. Senator Cleopatra Romilly was the headmaster, her husband, I can't remember his first name. But anyway, on the corner, a Chinese family. Mary used to make a red mango and sell it in a plastic bag. And everybody who follow me on social media right now will tell you, if they were alive and around, we used to go and buy it just to be able to bite a hole in the bottom of the bag and suck the sauce.
I know what that part, but Mary and the family still.
Mary still there?
No, I don't know.
Charlie is her son.
Yeah, he did.
Charlie, everybody know Charlie. There's lime on the corner drinking beers at night. But Robert, we've never used entrepreneurship to the real value. When you built the, what was it called, the BUV?
Yeah.
It should have forced the government and the Chamber of Commerce. I watch Basdeo Pandey create Entrepreneur of the Year awards with Ernst & Young and give people entrepreneur who could copy the best American bullshit. Where was our Trinidadianness in all of that? The closest that I see is the cloth. Who's do that? Milling? Who do the cloth?
No. A guy up in
I watch a woman walk down the road the other day.
Cruz.
I watch a woman walking down the road the other day and she wearing it and I'm seeing and I say, wow, that is
You
it.
know, those were the clothes we used to use in Kiskili Caravan.
Look, you see? But we need to go back to, we need to find our identity. We need to say, what? People can't answer this question.
Like a nightgown, as you say, or negligee, or suit.
Robert, if you ask Trinidadian,
is a good one.
the average Trinidadian could tell you what it means to be an Indo-Trini, or Afro-Trini, or Syrian Trini, and not even the Trini part, because they're still holding on to culture of a land they disconnected from 2 generations now. But you can't ask the average person, what is it to be Trini? Eat the scarlet ibis?
No, eat the turtle.
Eat the turtle, eat the scarlet ibis. What they say? Anyway, I can't say that on radio. But they say if we can't eat it and we can't, we just kill it.
We at a point
On the Robert on National Geographic, they interview a man who telling them you have to eat 3 scarlet ibis in a meal because it's small but it's sweet. No, tell me, no, man.
Yeah, some stripping aside.
That was on National Geographic. Tell me,
You're serious? I didn't see that.
Black Stallion said in The Caribbean Man, if you don't know where you come from, how the hell you gonna know where you're going? There is no school of thought in the Ministry of Education to take the information that was put out. You think V.S. Naipaul could write? David Rudder could write. When you read the lyrics in a David Rudder song, I want to challenge Naipaul to condense his ideas into a song, into one verse, like The Engine Room. When David Rudder sing the part of The Engine Room, it still give me goosebumps. That is the same woman who used to open the church door just to pray on my head. Now she boasts into the neighbor next door. My granddaughter beats for a steel band. If it wasn't for you, girl, your daddy would have been so dread. That is lyrics to the level and writing. We've never harnessed it and put it into education. Brother Marvin, Jahajibai, what he sang there, who just sang?
I keep telling people.
Who just sang Progress? Who just sang Progress? Who sang
King Austin.
King Austin, Progress.
I was telling people, in my life, I was able to experience the night when he sang Jahajibai. And in the Queen's Park Savannah, he was the only artist in the history of Trinidad and Tobago was called on the night of a competition for an encore.
Wow. Wow. I tell people 3 times.
And you know he didn't win the competition, eh?
3 times.
He didn't win it.
No, I know.
But they call him back for the encore, and they allow him to do the encore because the population. That is to show you the strength of the population.
But the day people realize that the content of Jahajibai is us. There have been 3 occasions at Panorama that I thought that when the artist finished, all I could say was wow. I was sitting down there like, wow. Brother Marvin Jahajibai, Denise Plummer not leaving, and David Rudder with the hammer. When David Rudder sang the Hammer, remember that, right? There was a part in the Hammer. There was a part in the Hammer. He said,
was a track.
Charlo was right here in Panorama. The man channeled Rudolph Child's spirit because the music stopped and it's just the drums. And he's saying, Charlo was right here in Panorama, right here in the, and then he started to say, Charlo, he right here, and watch now. When he done, and the crowd start to applaud, the announcer, I think it was, who was the announcer then? The announcer said, that's the people's monarch. And that was the year he won, Young King, Road March. Robert, I am a wordsmith. Writing and words is what I do. I read more than anything else. And I want to tell you something. David Rudder is a lyricist. I compare him to Neil Diamond, who is capable of writing a whole story.
That's the great thing about a writer. When you
Being
write
able to
a
put a
story.
whole story in a page.
I keep telling the writers in Trinidad and Tobago that I've come across that the weakness we have is we don't know how to tell a story in song. Whether it's a love story or a pain, you have to start off of how the pain starts and you have to tell how the pain finishes.
Exactly.
But in a lot of cases, even in our
Exactly.
media, we really don't carry these
We
stories.
don't have the art. Rather say, I jumped the wall around 12 o'clock and I gone inside. That is all you need to hear to know a Chini rhymer. You ever storm a fet? I remember I threw a party, I had a partner named Charles Piku. At 3 o'clock in the morning, we threw a party at 3 o'clock in the morning. He leaving the party, he said he gone, he climbing over the wall. I said, when doing the gate open? He said, I'm leaving how I come.
15 minutes before 12 o'clock. Today is an interesting day. I mean, I think we have touched on quite a lot of things, but we want to get down to a little bit of the seriousness. What can we expect of tomorrow? I mean, the reality is that the country, the government has made a decision unilaterally by itself. It hasn't had any sort of support in the barest sense of voting because the complete opposition abstained. I saw where Prakash Ramada indicated in an article that he thought that the opposition should have supported Griffith. The reality is that when we look at the process that the Prime Minister keeps boasting about, and I played some clips last week, I haven't been able to play all of them for you because some of them are winded. And I would have to go back through them again and make an intervention to try to précis them a little bit too. Because sometimes your attention span is going to be compromised because you're really not prepared to follow the process all the way through. The reality is that when he first came to the parliament, he had already known what the list was. He had already known where he was going. He had already known who he wanted. That is why when he was winding up and he was making his comment, he made statements such as, they really think that we don't know what we're doing, or I don't know what I'm doing, or whatever it was. But the reality is he already knew in his mind that the man I wanted to give this job was Gary Griffith. When you look at the situation as it starts from the beginning, in the first intervention when he brought the name, and the first name he brought was Dulal Chan, it ended up in a confusion because he came to the parliament, he was supposed to present it. It started off being presented by Colin Imbert. Colin Imbert stopped, and then the Speaker of the House then gave him the floor, and then he never said, I am bringing this bill in my name. He didn't own it, author it, or anything. He just went on ad-libbing whatever he had to ad-lib, and with a long process, set up the opposition, who of course fell for it hook, line and sinker, because the opposition didn't follow the process. The process did not give the parliament any power to appoint a select committee. That was a situation that he said in his own way, he thought that he needed help. And the opposition at that time should have said, yes, we are here to help you. We want to debate this bill. We want to debate this man that is coming forward. Call him the roti police, call him what you want to call him. He was the man that was at the top of the list. And he was introduced in the bill in the capacity of police commissioner, deputy police commissioner, And then, of course, the second man in command, which was, I think, Philip or whatever his name is. Harold Philip, Deputy Police Commissioner. And the Prime Minister at that time broke the rule. Because at the beginning, he should have known that the Police Service Commission could have only sent up one name. In the whole process, he told us that. When he was going to the position, he told the country, he said, let me tell you something. Well, you don't understand. This process has to be followed.
But could I interject one
Yeah.
thing? The name of the thing was the merit list. That was the merit list.
Right, okay. I hear you.
So no, I'm asking you.
I can't remember if that's
No, that's what they call it. They call it the merit list.
Right.
So the Police Service Commission sent it in order of who they thought were the best people for
But
the
not
job.
who they taught. Again,
A merit list, a merit list.
Yeah.
Because you see all the games they try to play, because all of Trinidad and Tobago support Gary, you know. I'm telling you, Trinidad support Gary.
No, that's not a problem.
That's not the point, right? I know that's not the point you're trying to raise. You're trying to raise the point of the machinations and the circus that they did to get him appointed.
Correct.
Why not just come to the parliament and say, listen, we need a commissioner of police. We have Gary Griffith. He used to work with y'all. He's not working with y'all anymore, but you know what he's capable of. We recommend him. Keith Rowley started last week when he was reading the appointment for Gary. He said, the first thing we found out was there was no process. There was no system. To appoint a commissioner of police, he admitted to the country that there is and still exists absolutely no actual procedure for the appointment of a commissioner of police, and instead of addressing that, played politics.
And you see, that is where I am carrying this conversation.
I know that.
The whole
I
issue in
sense it.
Trinidad and Tobago is that when the Prime Minister first came to the Parliament, when he first came, he fed you all some BS. And you all accepted the BS. And this is the part of this country that I am disappointed with. You cannot allow the Prime Minister to do all that. You are not operating as if though we are in a democracy.
Who you asking that from?
You
The
understand?
24% who vote?
No, but the point is, but
They-
24 is enough to make noise.
But they should.
And this is the point I'm making to them, Philip,
But he
that
knows.
at the end of it all, the Prime Minister misled the country from day one. It's no different than A&R Robinson when he appointed Patrick Manning as the Prime Minister. I told you all.
Moral and
The day
spiritual
he
values.
the day he appointed him, he came before the television and he said, in my capacity as Prime Minister, I appoint Patrick Augustus Mervyn Manning as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. How the hell he could have been the Prime Minister? He wasn't the Prime Minister, he was the President. And everybody in this country missed it, including the damn opposition, including Pasdeu Pandey. So taken up with who's going to be in charge and not studying the process. We are in the same position with the commissioner. The process was failed from the beginning. Because
But-
it should have only had one
But I
name
asked
in
you-
accordance to the law.
But I asked you earlier, how do we call him to account? There is nothing.
Well, again,
The
that-
entire system, Robert, is broken. It needs to undo and redo. Trinidad need a restart.
I don't disagree
You
with that.
cannot fire the Prime Minister today unless 1 million people come out of the house and 1 million people not coming out of the house.
But you know what's the classic with all of that? The same man who was the Minister of National Security a couple of months ago had a motion of no confidence placed behind him. And he got up with his affluent way. Say, you don't know me! I am the only one that was trained to handle bombs. And on the day when they had the thing in the Parliament, I had to go in. That is what you call patriotism. That is how we as annoying patriotism. Because he was trained to handle the disarming of a bomb.
We are
What damn bomb is had in the Parliament? What stupid is he telling me?
Robert, figuratively, every time the Prime Minister speaks, he detonates a bomb in society.
No, that's okay.
Keith
You're taking it
Rowley,
down the wrong
no, but
road.
2013, Robert, it can't go away. And I have said, I will stick a pin now. But you have a commissioner of police that the Prime Minister put a sword above his neck that has never been taken away. It is Keith Rowley. People trying to play politics with this thing, and I leave in it, you know. But when they finish, you know, they just put you up on a pedestal in Trinidad like a pinata, just to beat you like a bubbly. So all the people who supporting Gary now, watch them, I tell them, watch them close, write their names down. Because you won't believe it's them same people coming with broomstick.
But I see the downtown owners and merchants come out and support and talking so eloquently about the man.
Tell about have an election.
What election?
Have an election in Doma. Have an election in Doma. You want to talk about democracy, but you're an organization of one man, and you're calling yourself Doma. Miss me with that bullshit. Listen, the country need a redo. Robert, the country needs a undo and a redo. You cannot today call the president to account, the chief justice, the DPP, the commissioner of police, the prime minister. That is fiefdoms. We are not a democracy. We are democracy in name only. People are taking instructions and orders from high office holders without us understanding that those office holders are installed under a certain protocol and should be removed under a certain protocol. We need recall legislation as a matter of urgency to be able to fire the 41 members of parliament if they're non-performing. The democracy has to be put back in the hands of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and it should be by ballots and not bullets. All the people who think that we need to get on violent and talk stupidness are not thinking.
No, but
And we need to think our way through this.
The reality is that the ballots are always good. Whether it has worked to the benefit of those of us who see the democracy differently than it is today, we have never had a bullet situation in Trinidad and Tobago when it comes to democracy. So,
And I'm saying it has to remain that way.
and that is the way it
We
will
need,
remain.
no, but Robert, you
But
see,
it cannot remain that way with a 28% turnout.
correct. And people need to understand that long after bullets run out of a gun, your vote remains strong.
Correct.
And that all of us should be able to stand up beside, regardless of which boat we come on. I was in an argument in a party, and I had to tell a Syrian boy who cussing. I said, nobody leaves Syria to come to this shithole 100 years ago if they wasn't running from something. Don't rewrite history to fool yourself. I's a half Syrian. I know where we come from.
I hear you.
People in this country try to pretend that their present equates their past or their future. All your present is your present. We have a learning opportunity here that we the people could come together regardless of the texture of our hair or the color of our skin. Because of the other half, and I had to have a conversation on the radio with God Christopher. My mother called her sister Vex, and she listening to me on the radio now. She'll cuss me for this too, because I was overtalk these things. But I like to know, my mother's father was 50% a black man. And I know that I have every clear risk.
Kevin, are you seeing that in the matter?
Don't involve Kevin in this.
Are you seeing any blackness in this guy?
Don't make me
Have you
guess.
seen me, Kevin? You can see a little blackness here.
Don't make me get take off the clothes. You guys always the answer. Kevin sent a picture. Kevin sent a picture to me this morning of Fitzgerald Hines holding a big black
Male chicken.
a cock.
We know he like cock now. We know
Kevin sent me a picture of Fitzgerald Hines holding an ex-man because he was giving it back. He was giving it, but it was.
It looked like he take it. I don't know. I mean,
So we put it on Facebook
as a
and we tell
politician,
people
you don't
caption
do
this.
things like
Oh
that.
gosh, you get
and
catch
don't
holding
hold
an
that
ex-man.
fork cider. Keith sat on next to a shovel. He didn't sit on next to a gardening fork. There's a reason why he sit on next to a
Listen,
shovel in his picture.
And what it saves us is our ability to laugh, because if we couldn't laugh, we'd have gone mad. Robert, the country that reset and a redo. Thank God that we have the opportunity to think ourselves through these problems. Trinidadians need to understand one thing today. If 100,000 of us go to the parliament today and tell them, go in there and don't come out until you write recall as a law. If you don't write recall as a law, we're not moving from here till you call an election. Decide.
I think the numbers is important, people. The country has to definitely take a stand. The country is really too docile. You are allowing a few people to make decisions for the majority that is not
That have
working in
hijacked the
interest.
democracy.
It's not working in the interest. If you continue this way, then blame yourself for the woes of your children in the future. 3 minutes before 12 o'clock, this is where we close the show today. I want to thank Philip for coming, and Kevin, well, we're going to tell people we're going to see them next week.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
they'll see us, yes, because we are live on Facebook, people, and we're also on YouTube. So follow us on the YouTube or follow us on the Facebook, and the volume will come out next week. We're just trying to put some things in place to make
Robert,
sure that
Robert,
everything works fine.
Robert Amar, as usual, every Thursday. Thanks a lot for having me here. This conversation is the high point of my week. I mean, I sit down next to Kevin, and while you talking to me, he's been scrolling through some naked pictures on the screen,
Oh my
distracting me.
goodness.
Oh my God.
But
Male
I
chauvinist.
no, it tests my ability to focus. And I want to say,
Chauvinist.
anyway, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, people.